exciting evening. It's certainly one of my favorite events that brings our community together. This evening's books are Hidden Figures by Margot Lee Shetterly, which tells the story of the African American women working for NACA, now NASA, beginning in World War II. Stormbreaker by Anthony Horowitz follows young Alex Ryder, a 14-year-old coerced into working for the British intelligence. And The Thief Lord by Cornelia Funke tells the story of two brothers having run away from their aunt and their friends living on their own, having found shelter and the protection of the Thief Lord. For the rules for this evening's competition, each team will consist of 3 members, one of whom shall be the team leader who polls the team members and provides the team answers. The teams will have conference time before they have to give their answers. The Master of Ceremonies will ask the questions, and a panel of judges sitting right down here will make the final decision on all answers. Each team will be asked 1 question per turn. Team members should consult before they give their answer. If a team answers the question correctly, you will hear this sound, and they will remain in the contest. If a team provides an incorrect answer, you will hear this sound, and the team will be penalized with 1 missed question. When a team misses 2 questions, they will be eliminated from the competition, and you will hear this sound. Teams will have 15 seconds to answer each question. After 10 seconds, the team will be prompted for their answer. If the team has not given a correct answer within 15 seconds, the team will be charged with a missed question. The questions and their answers have been taken directly from the books. Team members should remember to phrase their answers as close as possible to the books. The first answer given will be considered the final answer. There will be no opportunity to change, clarify, or add to the answer. Are we ready, my friends? Yes? Okay, let's show the audience what we all mean. What was the most important rule of the evening is to? Have fun. There we go. And we are ready. Our first team up is the Book Adventures 3.0. This team is made up of Rahul Mohan, a Lone Hill Middle School 8th grader, Debesh Sayu, a Royal Oak 8th grader, and Amaya Fadness, an 9th grader from Charter Oak High School. Gentlemen. In which book was the main character's only living relative murdered?
Stormbreaker.
The Bookbusters. Bookbusters is made up of Sean Shan, a 6th grader from Sandburg, and AJ Dillis Reyes, a 6th grader from Goddard. Gentlemen, your question. Which book takes place during the 1950s and 60s?
Hidden Figures.
Up next, the Book Seekers. Giselle Hashem, Hermione Felix, and Julia Pilch, all 6th graders from Sandburg Middle School. In which book did a character appear that had a red beard?
The Thief Lord.
The Bookie Monsters. Ella Carlson, Kathy Tadros, and Sarah Gann, all 8th graders from Foothill Christian School. Ladies, in which book did the main character get trapped in a car crusher?
Stormbreaker.
Bruin Bookworms. Asha McLean, Liam Quinn, and Carmina Garay, all 8th graders from St. Dorothy's. In which book were women mathematicians proven to be as smart as men?
Hidden Figures.
Up next, we have the Extraordinary Eagles, Yves Muplampu, Brooke Berg, and Jacob Clay, all 7th graders from Foothill Christian School. Which book featured a magical merry-go-round?
The Thief Lord.
Golden Trio. Nadia Bashir, Lauren Quijano, and Abigail Kim, all 7th graders from Sandburg Middle School. In which book did the main character live in Chelsea, London?
Stormbreaker.
Up next, we have the Nerd Squad. Catherine Burrow, Mia Regstad, and Charlie Fallon, all 7th graders from Goddard. In which book were school children to receive free computers?
Stormbreaker.
Up next, we have the Page Turners. Grace Mullock, an 8th grader from Sandburg Middle School, William Landers, an 8th grader from Sandburg Middle School, and Sylvia Wagner, an 8th grader from Royal Oak Middle School. In which book did one of the main characters attend aeronautics lectures?
Hidden Figures.
Coming up next, we have the Procrastinators. Cole Nolte, Nick Tarosi, and Preston Hoop, all 8th graders from Foothill Christian School. In which book was a group of children living in an abandoned movie theater?
The Thief Lord.
Coming up next, we have the Readers of the Lost Ark. Luke Enriquez, an 8th grader from Goddard Middle School, Emma Enriquez, a 6th grader from Goddard Middle School, and Lauren Silva, a 6th grader from Goddard Middle School. You guys can stand next to him. In which book did the story take place in both London and Cornwall?
Stormbreaker.
Up next, we have the Reading Marshmallows. Ashley Werp, Sophia Dykman, and Grace Halvey, all 7th graders from Foothill Christian School. In which book was there a character named Hornet?
Thief Lord.
Up next, we have the Serious Readers. Now, this isn't serious as in Sirius Black, the notorious mass murderer from Harry Potter. We have Emma Osborne, an 8th grader from Homeschool Group, Paige Mayer, an 8th grader from Hope Lutheran School, and Aisling Kozolchek, a 9th grader from Glendora High School. Hopefully I was close. Which book featured a multi-millionaire bent on revenge for being bullied in school?
Stormbreaker.
Stormbreaker it is. Up next, we have Team RA. Rebecca Zwierink, a 6th grader from Sandburg Middle School, and Andrea Yu, a 7th grader from Sandburg Middle School. Which book took place in Venice, Italy?
The Thief Lord.
Up next, we have a Tolkien of appreciation. And again, this is Tolkien as in J-R-R. We have Travis Gray, an 8th grader from a homeschool group, Jackson Clune, an 8th grader from Goddard Middle School, and David Cathell, an 8th grader from Goddard Middle School. Okay, here we go. Which book demonstrated America's journey in the space race?
Hidden Figures.
Unbound. Brooklyn Heidel, a 7th grader from Firm Foundation Christian Academy, Natalie Rocha, a 6th grader from Firm Foundation Christian Academy, and Annalise Rocha, a 7th grader from Firm Foundation Christian Academy. In which book were there tortoises that needed babysitting?
The Thief Lord.
The Unicorn Sisters. Olivia Hart, a 7th grader from Goddard Middle School, Ruby Bartlett, a 7th grader from Sandburg Middle School, and Ella Stacy, a 7th grader from Goddard Middle School. In which books were the computers human?
Hidden Figures.
The Washington Book Warriors. Robert Wild, Victoria Gonzalez, and Abby Flores, all 6th graders from Washington Elementary School. In which book was there a forbidden island?
Thief Lord.
Up next, we have the Washington Bulldogs. Oops, sorry. There we go. Lavanya Lacamani. I'm sorry. Say it. Say it.
Lakmani.
Yes. Alessandra Olazaba and Eric Martinez, all 6th graders from Washington School. In which book did one of the main characters reinvent herself as a computer programmer?
Hidden Figures.
And up next we have the Deathly Hallows. Marie Timko, Amanda Pohopian, and Shaylee Osborne, all 7th graders from St. Dorothy's School. Which book featured high-tech gadgets?
Stormbreaker.
Stormbreaker. And at this time, we have now reached the end of our first round. Woohoo! We have 20 teams still in the game. Sale called his revolutionary computer what?
Stormbreaker.
Up next, the Bookbusters. Who told Alex not to leave the room where he was exploring the Stormbreaker?
Nadia Bowl.
Mrs. Bull. The Book Seekers. With the start of World War II, why were employers beginning to hire women?
Because the men were all away at war.
The Bookie Monsters. What did Yasin do to the guard who dropped one of the metallic boxes?
Shoot him.
Bruin Bookworms. Who revealed to Victor that the Hideout was a movie theater?
Bo.
Extraordinary Eagles. What was the full name of the Stormbreaker's inventor?
Harold Sale.
Golden Trio. What was the item the Conte wanted the thief lord to steal for him?
A wooden ring? Wing. A wing.
A wooden wing is what they said. The Nerd Squad. Guys, speak into your microphone. Nerd Squad. One of the riders of the quad bikes burned Alex with what weapon?
A flamethrower.
Page turners. What covered one entire wall of Mr. Sale's office?
An aquarium holding a giant man-o-war.
The procrastinators. What did Victor tell the children about the cash the Conte had given them in exchange for the wing?
It was fake.
Readers of the Lost Ark. What happened to Alex when he was discovered in his uncle's office?
He was shot with a drug dart.
Reading marshmallows. After Bo ran away from Esther, where did Victor find him? We need your answer, ladies.
The courtyard.
He found him in the movie theater. Serious readers. What computer device did the Prime Minister need to click in order to activate the Stormbreakers?
A mouse.
No, they're not going away. Team RA. merry-go-round ride, who did Scipio resemble?
Scorpio's father?
His father? A token of appreciation. What was Ian Ryder's real job?
To be a spy.
Unbound. Welcome back, ladies. What did Barbarossa make the children call him at the boarding school he was sent to by Aunt Esther?
The Thief Lord.
The Unicorn Sisters. How did Alex get to the junkyard to look for his uncle's car?
He rode a bicycle from his school.
Washington Book Warriors. Where did Barbarossa's client, the Conte, first meet the Thief Lord?
At the Basilica in St. Marco's Square.
Washington Bulldogs. Sorry, guys. What level had Alex achieved in karate?
A black belt.
Deathly Hallows. What did Alex find in Ian's desk drawer?
A file that was for the Stormbreaker computers.
And now we have reached the end of our second round, and we still have 20 teams in the game. Round number 3, Book Adventures 3.0. What was the full name of the man with the walrus mustache that Prosper bumped into outside the pizza shop?
Victor Getz.
Bookbusters. How did Victor get Beau's attention outside the basilica while he was waiting?
A whistle.
He was feeding the pigeons. It's all right, guys. Book seekers. Herod Sale planned to ship the Stormbreakers to every point in the country by 3 methods: plane, truck, and
Boat.
air, land, and sea. Correct. Cookie Monsters. Using the Nintendo DS remote control, what did Alex set off in the plane behind Mr. Grin's seat?
A smoke bomb.
Bruin bookworms. Who wore a bird-like mask similar to those worn by doctors in Venice during the Black Death?
Scipio.
The Extraordinary Eagles. What did researchers develop to test model planes without the danger of flying a real plane?
Wind tunnels.
Golden Trio. At what exact time was the Prime Minister going to press the start button and activate the Stormbreakers?
12 o'clock noon.
Nerd Squad. Sale told Alex that Ian Ryder had spent half his time in the village in 3 spots: the post office, the port, and what third spot?
The library.
You've got to have the library question. The Page Turners. We're having microphone issues. What was the specific name of the place where Victor waited to catch sight of the boys? A place everyone in Venice came to every day.
St. Mark's Square?
The procrastinators. How many quad bikes chased Alex through the field by Port Talon?
2.
Oh, that's good. Readers of the Lost Ark. Alex defeated one quad attacker by tricking him to drive into what type of fence?
An electric fence?
Reading marshmallows. Why did Esther and Max Hartlieb hire Victor Getz?
To find Prosper and Bo.
Serious readers. What was the date the Stormbreakers were to be activated? We need your answer, girls. And that is time. It was April 1st. Team RA. Who was the biggest bully towards Herod Sale when he was at boarding school?
The Prime Minister.
A token of appreciation. What was contained in the Stormbreakers that would cause death to users?
A modified form of smallpox.
Smallpox would have worked. Unbound. What was the full name of the person who died and was covered by the jellyfish when the tank smashed in?
Nadia Fool.
Unicorn Sisters. The Conte left complete instructions for the theft in a sealed envelope. He also left a basket with a woven lid. What specifically was in the basket?
A pigeon.
Carrie. Washington Book Warriors. What did Alex use to get from the plane to the Science Museum?
A parachute.
Washington Bulldogs. What type of candy did Mrs. Jones offer Alex?
A peppermint.
Deathly Hallows. In 1958, Catherine Goebel's group took on the world's most interesting challenge. What was it? We need your answer, girls.
Getting the man to the moon?
And now we have reached the end of round 3 with 20 teams in the game. Book Adventurers 3.0, welcome back. What did MI6 announce would happen to users if they turned on the Stormbreakers?
An electric shock.
Bookbusters. Which of the children was nicknamed Hedgehog?
Moscow.
That was Riccio. And everyone please put your hands together as we say goodbye. The Book Seekers, ladies, welcome back. Once the children overpowered Victor, they locked him in what room?
Bathroom.
The bathroom. Cookie Monsters. What was the full name of the first African American woman to be promoted to a management position at NACA?
Dorothy Vaughan.
Bruin Bookworms. The pieces of spy equipment made to look like toys were demonstrated to Alex by whom?
Smithers.
The Extraordinary Eagles. The Space Task Group decided to name its first space mission for the god of travelers in Roman mythology. What was that name?
Hermes.
That is Mercury. Golden Trio. What was the name of Alex's school? We need your answer, girls. The correct answer is Brooklyn School. Up next, we have the Nerd Squad. How old was Mary Jackson's son, Levi? We need your answer.
14.
He was 13. The Page Turners. What specific organization originally owned the merry-go-round?
The Merciful Sisters.
The Procrastinators. What was the full name of the man who killed Ian Ryder?
Yasin Gregorovich.
Readers of the Lost Ark. When John Glenn wanted someone to double-check the numbers before his historic flight, who did the Space Task Group ask to do the checking?
Katherine Johnson.
That's a girl to check, is what he said. Reading marshmallows. The door the children used to enter their hideout was painted with the words Vietato Ingresso, meaning what?
Emergency exit.
No entry. Everyone please put your hands together as we Up next, the serious readers. The Soviet Union beat the United States into space by launching what satellite in October 1957? We need your answer.
Sputnik.
Just in under the wire. Team RA. Okay, back at the hideout, Victor showed Mosca how to repair what?
His radio.
A token of appreciation. Alex's uncle led him to believe he worked as what?
A banker.
Unbound. What was the actual name of the abandoned theater where the children made their hideout?
Stella.
Unicorn Sisters. What was the name painted on the van outside Alex's house on the day of the funeral?
Stryker and Son.
Washington Book Warriors. According to the book, the speed of sound travels at approximately how many miles per hour?
75.
760. Washington Bulldogs. Scipio's reward for stealing the item the Conte wanted was to be how many lira? We need your answer.
$1 million?
It was to be 5 million lira. The Deathly Hallows. Alex knew it was his uncle's car at the junkyard because he recognized what?
It was a silver BMW.
He recognized his license plate. And now we have reached the end of round 4 with 18 teams still in the game. Book Adventurers 3.0. What was the full name of the person who called Alex to come to the Royal and General Bank?
John Crawley.
When Victor began searching for the abandoned theaters, who did he discover was the owner of the Stella?
Dr. Massimo Scipio's father?
Cookie Monsters. When Levi Jackson was asked what he wanted to be when he grew up, what did he say?
An engineer?
I want to be an engineer like my mother. Bruin Bookworms. What did Victor use to gain access to the inside of the Stella?
A key?
He used lockpicks. The Extraordinary Eagles. After Alex was shot while visiting the bank, who were the 2 people waiting to have lunch with Alex?
Ellen Blunt and Mrs. Jones.
The Golden Trio. At what age did Catherine Goebel graduate from high school?
14?
The Nerd Squad. Who found Prosper and Mo when they arrived in Venice and offered them a place to stay?
Hornet?
Page Turners. Sail Enterprises planned to give a Stormbreaker computer to whom?
The students of Britain.
They were giving it to every school in England. The Procrastinators. The Stormbreakers were set to be shipped on what date?
May 31st.
It's March 31st. Readers of the Lost Ark. What oddity did Victor bring with him when he broke into the children's hideout?
His tortoise Paula.
He brought Paul. Serious readers. Although the computers were doing the same type of work, what was the difference between the East and West computers?
The West were black and the East were white. Women.
Team RA. What was the full name of the boy that Blunt wanted Alex to pose as? We need your answer. And that's time. It was Felix Lester. A token of appreciation. Isola Segreta was guarded by what breed of dogs? We need your time, or your answers.
Mastiffs.
The Unbound. Alex felt like what when he knew he couldn't refuse Mr. Blunt's plan?
He felt like he was blackmailed.
Felt like he was dead meat. The Unicorn Sisters. The end of World War II was broadcast across the nation on August 14th, 1945. This was also known as VJ Day, meaning what?
Victory over Japan Day.
Washington Book Warriors. The house the thief lord was to steal the wooden wing from belonged to Ida Spavento. What was her occupation? We need your answer.
She had to go with the thief fluid to give Count the wing.
Her occupation was a photographer. And that means, can everyone please put your hands together? Washington Bulldogs. In 1960, Mary Jackson used her understanding of aerodynamics to help her son enter what competition?
The American Soapbox Derby.
The Deathly Hallows. What was the nickname Alex's other unit members gave him during training?
0 Nothing.
0 Nothing. And now we have reached the end of round 5 with 17 teams in the game. Round 6 Book Adventures 3.0. Who stole Victor's wallet?
Hornet.
The Book Seekers. Which of the other unit members during training was actively hostile toward Alex?
Cub.
Alex was Cub. The meanie was Wolf. The Bookie Monsters. What did Alex pickpocket from the sergeant before climbing the wall?
Matches.
Bruin Bookworms. What was the full name of the pilot who pierced the sound barrier for the first time?
Chuck Yeager.
Extraordinary Eagles. Who was blamed for stealing the sugar tongs from the Massimo home?
Nanny.
The Golden Trio. What were the 2 names of Victor Goetz's tortoises?
Lando and Paula.
She said Lando and Paula. Nerd Squad. What was the specific name of the only fish in Sale's aquarium?
Portuguese Man of War.
The Page Turners. When something moves at the speed of sound, it is known as what?
Supersonic.
It is known as Mach 1. Everyone, please put your hands together. The Procrastinators. Alex played what game with Sale?
Snooker.
Readers of the Lost Ark. What derogatory name did Victor use for Aunt Esther on the notes the children found in his office?
Weasel face.
First readers. The submarine used to transport the metallic silver boxes had engines that made no noise. How did Alex think the submarine was powered? We need your answer.
Electric.
He thought it was nuclear powered. Everyone, please put your hands together. Team RA. Why did Aunt Esther send Barbarossa to boarding school?
Because he was caught stealing.
A token of appreciation. What was the name of the town within walking distance of Sail Enterprises?
Port Talon.
Unbound. In 1969, Apollo 11 astronaut Neil Armstrong was the first man to set foot on the surface of the moon. Who was the second?
Alan Shepard.
Buzz Aldrin. And we put our hands together for Unicorn Sisters. The librarian at Port Talon Library told Alex that Ian Ryder initially was interested in looking for books about what?
Computer viruses.
It was viruses. Alex thought it might be computer viruses, but the librarian just said viruses. Washington Bulldogs. The fake Conte and Contessa were pretending to be part of what family?
Valeresso.
The Deathly Hallows. What two items did Ian Ryder leave in the mine to be used again in exploring the tunnel submerged in water?
A dry suit and a rope.
And we have now reached the end of our 6th round. We have 14 teams left in the game. Round 7, Victor Ventures 3.0. The soapbox derby the Jacksons entered was to be held on what important weekend?
The 4th of July weekend.
The Book Seekers. Which one of Sale's staff was an expert with knives?
Mr. Grid.
The Bookie Monsters. What did Riccio call Signora Spavento's housekeeper? We need your answer. And that's time. Riccio called her Mrs. Pudgy. He's certainly a kind young man. Glad he's not around here. The Bruin Bookworms. Harriet Sale's release of the virus in the Stormbreakers was to be what type of joke?
April Fool's joke?
April Fool's. The Extraordinary Eagles. At what venue would the Prime Minister press a button to activate the Stormbreakers?
Science Museum.
Golden Trio. After their movie theater hideout was discovered, where did the children decide to go?
Ira Speffington's house.
The Nerd Squad. Because of the size of the spacecraft, astronauts could be no taller than 5'11" and weigh no more than how many pounds?
$160.
180 pounds. And everyone, please put your hands together. Coming up next, we have the procrastinators. Alex drove what type of vehicle to gain access to the plane flown by Mr. Grin?
A Jeep.
Readers of the Lost Ark. What kind of boat did Ida Spavento have?
A powerboat.
Team RA. What tool attached to his belt did Alex use to lift himself into the plane flown by Mr. Grin?
The yo-yo.
A yo-yo. A token of appreciation. What was Hornet's responsibility for the group?
To manage the money.
Unicorn Sisters. Mr. Grin's cargo plane crashed near what London River? And time. It is the Thames River. Please put your hands together. Up next, we have the Washington Bulldogs. What kind of boat did the Conte have?
A sailboat.
Deathly Hallows. What was the full name of the man who shot and killed Herod Sale?
Yasin Grigorovich.
Yasin Grigorovich. And now at the end of round 7, we have 12 teams in the game. Round 8, Book Adventures 3.0. How many children, including Prosper and Bo, were living in the hideout?
Five.
The Book Seekers. In addition to height and weight requirements, astronaut applicants had to be younger than 40 years old and possess at least what kind of educational degree?
Scientific degree.
They had to have a bachelor's degree in anything. Please put your hands together for the Book Seekers. Up next, we have the Bookie Monsters. To what island did the children, Ida Spavento and Giaco, follow the Conte?
Isola Segreta.
The Secret Isle. Bruin Bookworms. What was the first thing Alex saw on Ian's office desk?
A picture of him with his uncle.
Saw photographs of him. The Extraordinary Eagles. What did the children call the abandoned theater that they made into their hideout?
Star Palace.
The Golden Trio. NACA is the acronym for what federal agency?
National American Committee for Aeronautics.
It's the National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics. Everyone, please put your hands together for the Golden Trio. The Procrastinators. The mysterious merry-go-round featured 5 wooden figures. The missing wing belonged to which figure?
The lion.
Readers of the Lost Ark. Which of the children set the carrier pigeon free to let the Conte know the children had the wing?
Bo.
Team RA. Who was the former U.S. Marine test pilot chosen to be the first American astronaut to make the nation's first orbital flight? We need your answer. Girls, that is the time. The answer is John Glenn. Everyone, please put your hands together for John Glenn. Coming up next, we have a token of appreciation. To keep Bo from going with the other children, Hornet read to him from his favorite book. What was the title of that book?
The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
The Washington Bulldogs. What was the brand name of the Zit cream that Alex used to break the glass tank where he was trapped with a giant jellyfish?
Zit cream for healthier skin.
Repeat what you said.
Zit cream for healthier skin.
It's Zit Clean for healthier skin. And that means we're going to have to say goodbye. Deathly Hallows. Who instructed the Science Museum guards not to shoot Alex Rider?
Mrs. Jones.
With that, we have reached the end of round 8, and we have 8 teams still in the game. Here we go with round 9, Book Adventurers 3.0. Who was the first African-American woman to become an essential member of the team that put the first American into orbit?
Katherine Johnson.
The Bookie Monsters. What was Bo's real name?
Boniface.
Bruin Bookworms. What unit did Alex join during his training?
The K unit.
Extraordinary Eagles. Moscow's bed could easily be spotted because of what 2 specific items that he liked to sleep next to?
His radio and his toolbox.
It was his toolbox and his fishing rods. Everyone, please put your hands together for each team. Up next, the procrastinators. Alex thought the silver metallic boxes that were unloaded from the submarine were about the size of what kitchen appliance?
A stovetop.
It was a toaster. And that, please put your hands together for the procrastinators. Readers of the Lost Ark. Originally at NACA, Dorothy was placed at what mathematician level?
P1.
A token of appreciation. After his generous donation of computers, Sale was to be rewarded with what 2 things?
Citizenship and the key to Parliament.
British citizenship and a medal. Up next, we have the Deathly Hallows. Who did Scipio take with him to meet the Conte inside the Basilica?
Prosper and Mosca.
With that, we have reached the end of round 9 with 6 teams in the game. Round 10, Book Adventurers 3.0. What was the full name of the woman who removed the colored computer sign from one of the tables in the cafeteria?
Miriam Mon.
Bookie Monsters. What was the name of the carrier pigeon that the Conte told Scipio to use to contact him?
Juliet.
Her name was Sophia. Please put your hands together for the Bookie Monsters. Bruin Bookworms. What was Ian Ryder's office number?
1504.
Readers of the Lost Ark. What was Mrs. Jones's job title?
The head.
She was the head, but we were looking for the head of special operations. A token of appreciation. As president, FDR challenged the aircraft industry to increase its air power to 50,000 units per year. Prior to this, how many planes had been manufactured per year?
3,000.
The Deathly Hallows. After gathering information about Signora Spavento, Riccio said that her bedroom light was usually out by what time?
9.
Out by 10. Everyone, please put your hands together for the Deathly Hallows. We have now reached the end of round 10. We have 3 teams still in the game. Book Adventurers 3.0. What did Alex do to ensure that Wolf made his jump from the airplane?
He kicked him.
Yes, he kicked him. My mistake, we have 4 teams. The Bruin Bookworms. Mrs. Jones told Alex that Sale and Yasin Grigorovich had supposedly met in what country?
Cuba.
Readers of the Lost Ark. Dorothy's initial annual salary after being hired at NACA was what?
$2,000 annual.
A token of appreciation. According to Ida Spavento, the magical merry-go-round could do what?
To turn the young into the old and the old into the young.
That is the end of round 11 with 4 teams in the game. Round 12, Book Adventurers 3.0. After working in Dorothy Vaughn's group for only 2 weeks, Katherine Johnson was asked to work on the top floor of Langley in what division?
East Division.
Flight Research Division. The Bruin Bookworms. Barbarossa had a letter confirming the meeting time between the children and the Conte. Who delivered the letter to Barbarossa?
Riccio.
It was the Contessa Morosina. Everyone, please put your hands together. Readers of the Lost Ark. What color smoke was produced from the cargo plane smoke bomb?
Yellow.
A token of appreciation. The fear of communism created a rift between the United States and the Soviet Union. This rift became known as what?
The Iron Curtain.
Became known as the Cold War. Everyone, please put your hands together. At the end of round 12, we have 2 teams left in the game. At this point in time, both teams have missed a single question. We will continue, if both teams miss their next question, we will continue on to the same round until one team misses a question and one team answers the question correctly. Teams, are we ready? Book adventures. What type of business did Alex look for in the yellow pages while at school?
Auto wreckers.
Readers of the Lost Ark. Guys, stay close. Just stick close. What was the first name of Ida Spavento's housekeeper's husband?
Jocko?
Jocko. Yes. So here we go, round 14. What was Mary Jackson's son's first name?
Levi.
Readers of the Lost Ark. The Port Talon Library did not have books about viruses, so Ian Ryder had books sent to him from what city?
London?
Round 15, Book Adventures 3.0. Specifically, what kind of custom-built bike did Alex have?
A Condor Junior Road Racer.
Readers of the Lost Ark. What was the name of the young girl who caught Scipio and Prosper trespassing at Isola Sagreta?
Marosina?
Round 16, Book Adventures 3.0. Excluding the wheels and axles, the total cost of the Soapbox Derby car could it not exceed what amount?
$10.
$10. Readers of the Lost Ark. How many years had Herod Sale lived in England?
40?
Book Adventures 3.0, round 17. Which creature did Scipio choose for his ride on the merry-go-round? Gentlemen, we need your answer.
The merman.
He needed the seahorse. Hang on. In order to stay in the game, the Readers of the Lost Ark must get their answer correct or we will go to another round. Readers of the Lost Ark. They were so close. What was the full name of Alex's housekeeper?
Jack Starbright.
Dibesh Sayu from Royal Oak High Middle School, and Amaya Fadness from Charter Oak High School. Gentlemen, why don't we... And now we have our first place team, the Readers of the Lost Ark. This team is made up of Luke Enriquez from Goddard Middle School, Emma Enriquez from Goddard Middle School, and Lauren Silva from Goddard Middle School. Before we disperse for the evening, I would like to personally thank the committee and everyone who helped put this evening together. There's no possible way that we could do it without the work of the tireless work of our committee and my co-chair, Tom Hill. I would like to again thank our sponsors, the Glendora Public Library Friends Foundation, Glendora Rotary Club, and Foothill Christian Schools for sponsoring us in this wonderful venue. And before we leave, I would like to thank you for coming, and I'd like you all to help me give all of our contestants one last round of applause for all their work.